What are your views on the game industry today?
I mean, some of this stuff you're probably continuing to speak about as you do your day-to-day work and like you're none of this you're going to be a stranger to because we've spoken at length about it over the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
um there I mean, the way I feel about games long term is like unbelievably bullish and unbelievably excited. um I feel like we're in a really rough spot though right now, where
Mm-hmm.
we're having a bit of an identity crisis, and we're having and I think that this goes beyond just the obvious surface level things like 40,000 and counting layoffs already again this year. I think we're on pace to
Mm-hmm.
double at least what we had last year.
Mm-hmm.
And last year was supposed to be the last really bad year, right? Like
Right.
I don't think anybody was surprised that. I mean, I actually read a couple articles that said that 2024 would still probably be pretty rough,
Yeah.
but I think it has once again shocked people how rough it's been.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so there's that. There's the obvious just mechanical issues with trying to stay gainfully employed and have a stable career and run a stable game studio, and ship a product that makes money at the most like fundamental level. But to me, even though that stuff is really painful right now, I view it as temporary. There are bigger trends that concern me more.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is that I feel we've talked about this. I feel like the big studio model of game development is heading towards like an imminent implosion right
Yeah.
now, and I think again, the layoffs and all this stuff have been almost distracting in the sense of like the those other tectonic shifts that are going on right now. Like I think we're like for the first time observably seeing big prestigious game studios show major cracks in the frames of their organizations.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so we could talk about that more, which I find that really concerning because now we're not just talking about sort of like an economic, like it's inflation and it's a recession, and we're talking about that stuff, and we're talking about the fact that the the companies that employ the most people, their models are actually failing in certain key
Yeah.
areas, which is going to lead to more people losing their jobs. So there's a concern that I have there, and then there's another uh, cultural set of cultural and attitudinal concerns. One of them is I am actually continuously shocked at how little I see senior leaders in our industry changing their behavior in the face of these critical issues. And
Mm-hmm.
in fact, what I feel like I'm seeing, even as like the herd is being culled by the literal thousands, and like people are losing their jobs and people are getting reallocated, and we're downsizing and we're cutting scope on products, like somehow senior executives in this industry still feel like they're just riding high and mighty off like really high salaries, cushy job positions, and I'm just concerned about that. Like, I may get criticized for lobbing grenades at those people, but I don't view it as like a personal attack on them. I'm not like you're bad people or you're doing bad things. I can't help but observe how insulated they seem to be from the consequences of the decisions that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I see time and time again a lack of accountability from those people, and the people that hold them accountable,
Yeah.
which is really a shame. And then the second attitudinal thing, to wrap up this long-winded answer, is I I have never in my life observed a group of product makers that have such a frictionful, angry, unproductive relationship with their customers. Like from my perspective, I think it's almost cool in some circles and hip in some circles amongst game developers to disparage the people who play your games and to look down on them and to have a condescending attitude towards them and to view them as degenerate culturally in some way. And that actually hurts me, I think, like as a person, as a gamer, as a player. I think I feel actually wounded by that because I've never been able to really separate me as the game developer from me as the gamer. Like I've never been able to separate myself in that way, the way a lot of leaders in our industry can. And when I hear game developers saying mean things about players or saying unfair things about players, I feel like they're talking about me. And I also, I think, feel like I have a philosophical difference from those leaders in the sense that I feel that I believe that it is our responsibility as game developers to create a very wide berth for our customers. Like even if they are being shitty, like it's our job to meet them more than halfway. Like that's the natural responsibility that comes with somebody paying your paycheck. Like I feel like we've almost forgotten that what we offer is a service and that a lifetime commitment to develop games comes hand in hand with a lifetime commitment to service of gamers. And I don't feel that most game developers or a lot of game developers feel that way anymore. And that really makes me sad. And that is very, very worrisome to me because I think it reflects in the products that we make now, actually, like how disconnected we are in our relationships with our customers. And so those are the big three things. It's sort of the relationship with players, the accountability and attitude of leadership, and then the sort of the invariable change in the structure of our organizations and the way we make games and the viability of our existing business models, and struggling to deal with that, struggling to cope with that.